actually standing in the building where if they do discover life in space, this would be the place they would do it.
Hi, this is Tom Horn. I'm here with my good friend Chris Putnam. We are at the base of Mount Graham, and we are on our way to the Vatican's Astronomical Technology Telescope. Oh, so we just received secret information.
Secret information. Wow.
So the Lucifer instrument is actually an instrument they use to gather infrared light. It is the largest telescope in the world. This first station is an instrument called Lucifer.
This is the sort of device they use in the search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
In the Vatican go back centuries. Actually, I wrote 2 chapters of history concerning the Vatican's interest in extraterrestrials. They have a whole theology developed around what they call the principle of plenitude, meaning anything that God could do, he would do. So they consider the existence of aliens an inevitable consequence of God's omnipotence.
Now, you've actually researched with Vatican astronomers. What did they tell you?
Yeah, it's extraordinary. We even had the opportunity to go to Mount Graham in Arizona, which is where their Vatican Astronomical Technology Telescope, called VAT, where it's at, where the Vatican's astronomers study the deep space. And we also got access to top astronomers that work in Rome, including an astronomer by the name of Guy Cosmonalgo. He's one of the top astronomers for the Vatican.
What was the major thing you got from your interview with him?
Oh, well, 2 major things. One, he says without apology that very soon the nations of the world are going to look to the aliens for their salvation.
We may never discover the famous alien ET, but it may surprise a lot of you. It did certainly surprise a lot of us. The Vatican is looking to the heavens for signs of life.
Yes, David. 400 years after the church locked up Galileo for challenging the view that the Earth was the center of the universe, the Catholic Church is exploring if life exists elsewhere in the universe. And astronomers, physicists, and priests are in Rome this week to debate the age-old question, if we are, or are we, really alone?
And then gave us documents which are not available to the public that outline what much of the inner thinking of the highest level theologians and astronomers at the Vatican believe now, including the idea that Jesus might be the son of a star child. Now, when we ask him what is a star child, right, they're talking about an alien intelligence from another world, and that the birth of Jesus Christ, the virgin birth, was in fact comparable to an abduction scenario in which these aliens used the Virgin Mary to create Jesus. And this is one of the ways in which they're combining the idea that we are soon to be visited by an alien savior from another world.
Well, up on top of Mount Graham in Arizona, there's an observatory complex that consists of 3 very high-powered telescopes. One is the Vatican Advanced Technology Telescope. There's a radio telescope, and then there's one called the Large Binocular Telescope. This is the most powerful telescope in the world. In fact, they told us they can get better images of space than the Hubble Space Telescope can. Now, attached to this telescope is an infrared camera named Lucifer, which is really a kind of an odd name for a camera. And from the information that we gathered, this thing was named by the Max Planck Institute and some German astronomers. But the Vatican is part of this conglomerate up there, and they're all working together. Now, what this instrument's used for is astrobiology, for looking for exoplanets, looking for other worlds. And the infrared spectrum is also very useful for seeing things that can't be seen with the naked eye. And many UFO researchers have noted that you can see a lot of ships and entities that you normally can't see.
Tell me about what the Vatican astronomers are telling you, or what others, experts, I mean, you had a research team.
Right.
Tell me a few of the things they're telling you.
Well, first of all, the day that we spent it on Mount Graham, the entire day there, we had the Jesuits speaking to us face to face. We also had systems engineers. It was astonishing, the access that they gave us. And one of the things we found amazing in the use of the Lucifer device and even the other telescopes is how commonly the astronomers spoke of UFOs. We were just taken back by the fact that it was almost a nuisance to them that there are so many.
I have to tell you, UFOs, I mean, I think that's like science fiction, to be quite candid with you. But I told my staff about this interview, and one of the staff members said when he was 12 or 13 years old, he saw a UFO, and they visited him and talked to him. I mean, and that's just a small group of people. And statistics say 1 out of 2 people in America believe in UFOs, unidentified flying objects. And we're hearing now reports all over the world.
My wife and I were crossing over a mountain one time when a circular silvery device dropped down from the heavens, shot around, done all kinds of things we couldn't explain. We didn't know if it was an angel, a demon, or whatever it was, but it certainly was what people describe as UFOs. And so the phenomenon, to me, is certainly real. Then, of course, you begin defining what it is. Well, to the Vatican and to the astronomers...
But wait a second, it's demonic. Why would the Vatican be studying this?
Yeah, well... Not only are they studying it, Corrado Balducci, who was the spokesman for the Vatican, he was their official mouthpiece concerning the alien presence, not just the reality of aliens on other worlds, but an alien presence that is here on Earth now. You can go to YouTube and watch his shows on Italian television when he spoke for the church and said that the church was using its embassies around the world to compile information, a case study, if you will, on what the aliens are doing on Earth now. So the belief system is deep, regardless of what you or I might make out of it. And I got to tell you, especially when it comes to alien abduction, I am convinced that we are talking about demonic activity, not intelligences from another world, maybe from another dimension.
Padre Balducci, allora, lei che cosa risponderebbe a quanti sostengono che gli alieni sono già fra di noi?
Non si può più pensare è vero, non è vero, sono veri o sono falsità, ci si crede o non ci si crede, no. Oramai ci sono varie considerazioni che fanno dire con certezza che l'esistenza di questi esseri c'è, non si può dubitare. Magari si potrà dire che su 100 fenomeni ce ne saranno, anche se si dicesse 99 non vero e uno vero, c'è quell'uno che dice che certi fenomeni esistono. Quindi questo è il primo problema, non rientra più nell'ambito della prudenza umana, dubitare, perché la prudenza dice di essere prudenti, ma non di negare.
Con quali conseguenze sotto il profilo della religione, della filosofia?
Non c'è alcuna conseguenza negativa, tutto è contemplato, mica il Signore ci ha rivelato tutto. E quindi si può pensare benissimo, anche alla stessa redenzione umana, Cristo rimane sempre il centro dell'universo, ma nell'universo c'è tutto, non solo il mondo, ma ci sono le migliaia di stelle, le migliaia di galassie e ci sono, non voglio adesso dire i numeri, ma indubbiamente si può pensare e ragionevolmente a questo punto, ed entriamo qui nella seconda questione, come si spiegano, alla esistenza di altri mondi abitati. In che maniera abitati? Da chi abitati? Vede, noi, c'è un detto che risale ancora a secoli fa: natura non facit saltus. La natura non fa salti, cioè c'è il regno vegetale, il regno animale, il regno umano e il regno angelico, le uniche cose, 4 regni che conosciamo. 3 sono naturali e li vediamo. Tra l'uomo, l'essere umano e l'angelo c'è un salto un po' grosso da fare. Ecco perché già con questo argomento della convenienza, che è illustrato molto bene da San Tommaso, uno dei più grandi teologi, è probabile, è verosimile, ecco, più che altro, che tra l'uomo, che ha già uno spirito in sé, ma povero spirito, è soggetto alla materia in una maniera incredibile, basta, alla sera uno sente il bisogno di andare a letto, mentre l'anima non ha bisogno di dormire, basta una piccola malattia, insomma, è talmente imprigionato. E l'angelo, che è solo spirito, è verosimile che ci siano altri esseri i quali abbiano un'anima, diciamo così, che è meno legata, meno subordinata al corpo. E un'anima di questo genere è ovvio che può compiere progressi che noi, per quanto ne facciamo tanti in questi ultimi decenni, non saremo in grado di compiere.
Saying to us now is it's going to affect Christian belief. There is a professor for the Pope's university in Rome, and he is a very highly respected intellectual. His last name is Tanzaniti, and he has written a paper now in which he is saying that very soon, not right in the beginning, we won't have to deny our Christian faith in the beginning. But there is information coming from another world, and once it is confirmed, it is going to require a rereading of the gospel as we know it. And that's the kind of information that we are receiving from the highest levels of Vatican intelligentsia.